Welcome back again, everybody. Before I get into the topic of this video here, I just wanted to say, like in all the previous videos, that my collection for these systems is pretty mediocre and small at best, but I want to have these videos so that as the channel grows, as my collection grows, and as more games that I play enter my collection, that I can see the humble beginnings, see where this all started, and I think it'll just be fun. If not for you guys, at least for me looking back at this stuff. Now, this one here for the PSP is a little bit of a special topic for me. Not in anything too fantastical or anything, but just in the fact that it's the PSP. It's a system that I could have given a shit about. And for a very long time, I still thought that way. I didn't get into the PSP until... actually, I meant to grab this while I had this little ramble, so I'm just going to cut it off right now. Just thought I'd show you the system that I currently own. It might come in a little dark, but it's the Metal Gear Solid green, I guess, PSP. Anyway, so yeah, this system is not something that I would have normally purchased anything for. It came to me at the end of the life cycle from a friend, a coworker, who was selling it for, I want to say at most $40. Excuse me, and it was this Metal Gear Solid one, and it came with some other games that we'll get to. And since then, I haven't played too much of it. However, the games that I've been collecting for it, I have quite a bit of games, and they're all actually very interesting games that I'm looking forward to playing. And I think that it's an amazing system. From what I have played with it, it feels good. Everything about it, it's a solid video gaming system. I wish there were a little bit more games in certain areas, but for the most part, very awesome. I have it hooked up as well if I want to be able to play on my TV, which is another huge thing for me personally, being able to play portable gaming on the go, and when I'm at home, if I can hook it up to a TV in some regard as well, thumbs up all the way around. But anyway, let's get into the games. So the first one here is, I saw this actually at a pawn shop, and that's after I bought the PSP. I went and I started looking for a bunch of PSP games, and I saw this one here, Castlevania, the Dracula X Chronicles. After purchasing it, I had heard some, I think, negative reviews and things about it. I have yet to play it. I want to get into Castlevania games again, and I believe this comes with, Castlevania Rondo of Blood and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night I had never played. My brother played it, and he raves about it. If not one of his greatest games he's ever played. Just the amount of hours that guy sunk into the PSN version, or the PS1 version, was just incredible. So just being able to have that on here, I think, is excellent. I don't know how the ROM actually translated to that. Now, Rondo of Blood, I don't know what that is. I have to double check on that, but, Castlevania in any form, for the most part, is usually a pretty good deal, so I don't want to get into that. And one of the things that this system is really good for is a lot of Final Fantasy ports. And I grabbed this one up, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. It seemed interesting. The only thing I don't really care too much about is the battle system. Seems a little off. But again, I haven't played too much of that. I am a fan of Final Fantasy VII. And apparently it follows this character here, Zack, who I believe is the memories and stuff of Cloud. Or Cloud's memories, or this guy. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is when it gets cloudy. Maybe that's part of his name, because I have no idea what's going on. But I heard some fun stuff about that, and I've watched the cutscenes. Sephiroth is always he's always got some flair, some style to him. I'm a fan of Sephiroth. I do enjoy Kefka from Final Fantasy VI as a cooler villain, but I like them for different reasons. And if he's in here, that's always a selling point too. And I grabbed Final Fantasy, or Dissidia Final Fantasy. I know there's a second one. I was actually going to grab that, but I didn't pick it up for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think it's because I haven't played this one either. It's just something that I want in my collection for sure. It's Final Fantasy related. I'm a huge fan. It's a fighting game, and I haven't delved into this too much. I have a stepbrother who played it, and apparently he sunk a lot of time in it, and he really enjoyed it. So I've heard good things and I've heard bad things. A majority of the things that I have heard are positive. So I'm really ecstatic to get into that one. Now these ones, they were just in a recent pickup video. I'll put both of them there. These were actually on sale too for that same system, for buy one, get one half off. That's Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 2. I've played a little bit of Final Fantasy 1. I'm not sure where I played it. Where did I play the first one? Doesn't matter. But I didn't get into it too much. Final Fantasy 2, I hear a lot of crazy talk about the job leveling system and stuff. But it was a toss-up between getting Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on here, or getting them on the Game Boy Advance, I believe it is, for Dawn of Souls, I think it's called, for both of them. And I was heavily leaning towards that one because I can play it on my Game Boy Advance player, and it's very truthful to the original sprites. But this one, it's still... Let's see if I can zoom in. I know this is probably old news for you guys. Let me see which one's got a better background. Yeah. I'll go with this one. See if we can get in on the bottom there. And it's still sprites, but they look a little like cleaner in rendering. And, you know, I'm a big sucker for summons and magic and all that kind of stuff. So when I do my Final Fantasy video, that's really what got me sold on this kind of stuff, is the summons in Final Fantasy 6. I absolutely love that stuff. And the magical powers and stuff like that in this look cooler. So the special effects, it's got some extra whistle. So I saw them at the store, so decided I'd pick them up in the way that I could there. Now, this game here, Final Fantasy Tactics, The War of the Lions. I'm not a huge tactics fan. Strategy RPGs are something I'm trying to get more into. I just don't like the amount of time needed for this. And I understand it's somewhat, I don't want to say role-playing game, but there's a story there too, right? And it's something that I just need to work on. I wanted to have it. Again, one of the really cool things with the PSP is they have some really awesome ports of games that may have been a little bit harder to come across cost-wise. And sometimes the graphical upgrades are, you know, okay. I think this port's actually pretty good. I'm not sure when I'll ever get to it. I do like the art style, and a lot of the things I do like about it, style and art-wise. I hear the story's actually supposed to be really good. Maybe we'll get to it sometime. And here we go. So if you have seen the PS3 video, you know that I've got the God of War bundle PlayStation 3, and it came with the HD versions of these. However, I bought these before the PlayStation 3, and you know, it's nice to have them on portable. I think when I haven't played this one yet, Ghosts of Sparta. I'm going to play them proper on PSP. Maybe I'll check it out on the HD version just to see, but I want to replay this one as well. It's been so long since I played it. I loved this game. This game was actually really good. It surprised me. Seeing what they could do on... Like, I didn't expect anything amazing on any of these at all, especially for portable, but... Man, it was actually a really wild ride. And if you guys like God of War and the Greek mythology and all that fun stuff, I'm sure you have, but that really sells me on this. This version, or this game's mythology and how they play on Greek mythology is just... I love it. It's good stuff. Good stuff. And next up, we have, this was a recent pickup as well, was the Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. I haven't picked it up or played it yet either, so I'm not too sure. All I did say in the last video that I hope is in this one is that there's maybe like the Super Nintendo version or something in there. I think this is the third one in the series after the Super Nintendo one. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, I had to have it because you never know, or for me anyway, I used to love the Super Nintendo one when I was growing up, and being able to have a copy of Ghosts and Goblins, period, is something that I want to have. You never know when the mood hits you to just fire up a game that you used to like and just play a couple rounds or something to get it out of your system, you know? So I had to grab that. The next one here, it's just the instruction manual, and I wish I had something to actually showcase this in, but I don't. This is what came with the bundle that I purchased off my friend. It came with Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I have yet to play that as well. I hear excellent things about that. And 2012 the movie, didn't really like that, but it's there. I don't even think I ever put it in. But yes, Metal Gear Solid, huge fan. It's a series I need to catch up on, and it's mostly the portable games and things that I haven't really played too much. So I just want to find the time, you know, to go in there and sink into some Metal Gear. Metal Gear, it's one of those games that has, there's definitely a style to it. And the next game, I'll actually put both of them up there, Metal Gear Acid and Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. I believe Portable Ops plays on Peace Walker or something, multiplayer, but like you make different snakes or a bunch of snakes. I'm not sure. And Metal Gear Acid, I think, yeah, it's tactical turn-based strategy, which I find interesting. Something I want to check out for that. And I apologize as I open this up. I just want to show you guys the artist for Metal Gear. I'm sure a lot of people really dig. But inside here, let me just zoom in. There you go. This is really beautiful stuff. And it's one of the things that really sells me on Metal Gear is just it definitely is the style. But there is one Metal Gear that I want to get. I believe it's for PSP. And it's like a comic book style storytelling kind of thing. And I don't know. We'll see. Metal Gear Acid seems like it's so out there that I'm going to have to just do a little bit more research, but it seems fun. It seems like something interesting to play. And it's PSP, and it seems like anything Sony is all Metal Gear all the time. Now these guys here, as soon as I knew that these were even available for the PSP, I went out and found them as fast as I could. Mega Man Powered Up and Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. I had to get them. Had to get it. Huge Mega Man fan, like you guys know. This, it takes some getting used to. The style is, I love this. This looks beautiful. It's a play on like actual Mega Man, the way that he normally would look, but he's all chibified and cute looking. But the graphics are so, it doesn't play, to me anyway, like Mega Man 1 did. There's 2 new bosses you can go in there as well, Oil Man and Time Man, I believe their names are. But I want to play this through all the way as well. It's always fun to have a little romp through Mega Man, and I want to give this a proper playthrough. I think you can also make levels as well, which doesn't interest me too much, but you know, try it out because it's in the game. Now this game here, Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, I'm assuming, and I'm pretty sure it's a remake similar to Mega Man Powered Up, but this is for the X1. And X1 is, I'm sure like a lot of people know, that's like an amazing game. If you've never played Mega Man X, I've heard arguments. There's even a really cool video. I forget the name of the guy that did it. He has a bunch of YouTube funny videos, and he has an actual argument about solid gameplay and how Mega Man X is the greatest game ever made. I would like to argue that. I'm not going to do that here, but I know what he's saying, and Mega Man X is definitely up there as one of the best games ever created. How they introduced the first level as an actual tutorial is amazing. And if this is anything, if this is a remake, hopefully it's a little bit more tighter than this. This is kind of leaving a sour taste in my mouth a little bit, but it is something to have in the collection. And like I say, anytime that I can have some version of a game that I really enjoy, however I can get it, that's how I'd like to do it. So this game here, Power Stone Collection, this was a recent pickup as well. I remember looking at magazines and seeing this game in there when I was growing up in the PSN magazine, always wondering what the hell is Power Stone. I also believe, or was it in PSN? I don't know, maybe it was just in like Game Pros back then. I think it was a Dreamcast, because that's the only system I never had. There were other ones, but Dreamcast was one of those systems that I totally skipped, and I'm pretty sure this was on there. It's a fighting game. I have no idea what to expect. I'm a big Capcom fan, especially the older ones, so I'm hoping there's a little bit of sweetness in that. And here we go back into the sweet RPGs. Star Ocean First Departure. Hear really awesome things about this. And whenever I go into video game stores, if something catches my eye, that's one thing. But if it's a role-playing game, I try to give it a little bit more attention. And I just want to read to you guys. I had heard of Star Ocean before, but I just want to make sure this is... yeah, okay. So let me just read this first part here. The crew of a Terran Federation ship arrives on the planet Rark. With the help of some local heroes, they must work together to unravel a mystery and stop a galactic war. Sounds normal, sounds great. When I looked into this, what really sold me on it is, at least from what I remember, the beginning is like, imagine you're a farmer on Earth. Cool. Some people from space show up and take you to help save the universe. That sounds awesome to me. I just like that concept. I'm a big space guy, sci-fi, all that cool thing. I've never played a Star Ocean game. I've heard awesome things about them, so I'm really excited to get into this. I hear it's a longer one, but, you know, like every game here, for the most part, I grab these things because I want to play them at some point, and it's RPGs, man. Who's gonna have the time? Silent Hill Origins. I played this for a little bit. I think I got stuck. I want to go back to it. Silent Hill is definitely one of those games that a lot of people love. This is the only Silent Hill that I own. It was definitely when I was jumping around buying a bunch of PSP games. So I wanted to at least have it, again, like I say all the time, have something of a title in my collection. And I hear this one's okay. So the price was, I believe, like $4 or $5. So that's why I picked it up. And I want to try it, and hopefully I dig it. I remember I played briefly The Room for PS2, I believe it was. And it was very creepy, but the controls were brutal. I just couldn't get past that. The atmosphere and everything was there, and then I had to fight something. And I couldn't because I had a difficult time, and it just was not fun. So I stopped playing that one altogether. This one is a recent pickup as well, Valkyrie Profile Lenneth. And I love anything Greek mythology, Norse mythology, just mythology in general is really fun to me. The only problem is this is a turn-based strategy game, and like you guys have heard me say, that kind of stuff is something I'm working on getting better at. I can't really appreciate it 100% because it's just the time. I find they require way more time than an actual traditional RPG, and makes it a little bit harder to play. Now this is a series I've heard so many good things, and that's Ys 7. I've heard so many awesome things. I went to the store, I saw that one, so I picked it up. I have yet to play it. It has some interesting combat, apparently, in the game, where all you do is walk into people, and to me that sounds really weird. Like, how do you just walk into guys to fight? I've seen some videos on that, but the music apparently is mind-blowing stuff, and very awesome series, so again, trying to get into it as much as I can. There's actually Ys 1 and books 1 and 2, I think, on the Wii Virtual Console. I'm thinking of picking that up as well, but I want to play this one first. And the last game in the PSP Collection is a recent pickup as well, and that's Yggdrasil Union Will Never Fight Alone. I always screw that one up. Don't know too much about this one either. I've always looked at it, I've seen it, it's an Atlas game, so usually Atlas games are pretty good, but they tend to be, for me anyway, kind of heavy with the text and story and all this, the background kind of stuff. So I don't know, again, when I'll get into this one and all that fun stuff, but I mean, it's on the list to play, just like a lot of all the other games, all that good stuff, but the PSP has actually really surprised me. Like I say, in the beginning it would have been a system, and it was a system that I had zero interest in, and now that I have it, I've seen the collections, it's, the games in the library, it's a very interesting system. I'm glad I have it, I will say that, and it's been very, very fun with it, and I'm looking forward to definitely taking bigger chunks out of these games, because I find that most of my portable gaming is in the Nintendo stuff, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.